We don't get to take pictures, right? I believe so.
It's like, yeah.
One minute. Good evening. I'd like to take this opportunity to welcome you to the school board meeting this Tuesday, April 6th, 2021. The public is encouraged and welcome to address the school board at the hearing of citizens. If you wish to speak during the hearing of citizens, please pick up a card at the back of the room and fill it out and turn it in to our assistant, Kathy. At the appropriate time, we'll call you up to speak. We have our flag salute today from the Booker High JROTC. Please stand. I would like all the students and our student of the month, Giacomo Muti, to lead us in the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance
to the
flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you, Booker High, JROTC. Next on the agenda, I'd like to introduce our student representative, Giacomo Muti from Booker High School. Welcome, Giacomo. It's nice to have you join us. And as a student representative, please tell us a little bit more about yourself.
Well, good evening, everyone. Thank you for having me. My name is Giacomo Muti. I moved here 3 years ago through an academic scholarship from Italy. I'm currently a junior at Booker High School, in which I participate in 2 of the school's major programs. I'm pursuing an ACE diploma to the Advanced International Certificate of Education, in which I obtain college credits by enrolling in college-level classes provided by Cambridge. I'm also a CFES Brilliant Pathways Student Ambassador and Peer Mentor, in which I work closely with BHS staff and guidance counselors to create a college and career readiness culture throughout campus. I'm also a ambassador and advocate for Opportunity Row's Newtown Rowing Initiative, in which I promote the sport of rowing within minority groups throughout Sarasota County, especially within the Newtown area. And currently, I am planning to pursue a secondary education at a 4-year university here in the United States, and possibly majoring in marine science and/or journalism.
Thank you. And where did you say you moved here from 3 years ago?
I moved here from Italy.
Wow, long way. Thank you. And I'd assume you would know our board member, Tom Edwards, from the crew.
I do.
Yes. This month, every month we have our students talk about the Civility Squad character trait. Could you talk about the one that we have for April and what it means to you?
So this month's trait is keep your cool, take a pause, take a breath, wait till there's no angle left. I believe this concept is extremely important, especially within teenagers, as we often act without thinking. We often act or get overwhelmed by our initial emotions. And I believe it's extremely important that we sometimes take a pause, take a breath, contemplate on the issue that is causing us trouble, and understand the viable options and the different ways with which we can solve this issue.
Well, we'd like to thank you for serving as our student representative and present you with the certificate of appreciation. And we wish you the best of luck in the future.
Thank you.
Next, we've got some special presentations. The first presentation will be to recognize our 21 National Merit Finalist students. I'd like to ask Steve Canties to please approach the podium to introduce the students.
So, good evening. Everybody hear me okay? Right? Okay, good. Good. So, good evening, Superintendent Asplin, School Board Chair Shirley Brown, School Board members, Mr. Duggan, and Giacomo. Thank you for being here tonight. We appreciate that. You will recall that during a school board meeting back in November, we recognized 23 outstanding Sarasota County scholars who met the criteria to be recognized as National Merit Scholar semifinalists. Tonight, I'm excited to present to you the Sarasota County students who advanced to be recognized as National Merit Finalists. It is impressive that of the 23 students who were semifinalists here from Sarasota County, 21 have been recognized as National Merit Finalists. And please note, I'm looking at a screen here, we have many of the students and parents joining us tonight through Zoom. We couldn't bring them all in to the chambers, but we did invite them in through Zoom, and many of them chose to do that. Jamal, can you give us a look at all the families on the screen, please? There you go. So
welcome.
Welcome, everybody. Thanks for being here. So we'll come back to them a little bit later. So many of the school, or some of the school administrators who are represented tonight are also joining us through Zoom. So before we announce the finalists, I'd just like to explain how these students have made it to this point. There's roughly 1.5 million students around the country who are eligible to participate in the National Merit Program. Of the 1.5 million, about 15,000 students nationally, meet the rigorous qualifying scores and the criteria to be considered a National Merit Finalist. In Sarasota County, of those 15,000, 21 have met that criteria. Of this group of students, finalists across the country, those 15,000, they'll select about 8,000 to be National Merit Scholars, and those students will become eligible for a number of different scholarships and will be, as these students already are, be highly sought after by a number of colleges. So we look forward to bringing this group of students, the finalists, back into the chambers later this spring when those students are announced. So as you can see, these students really are some of the finest students in the country, and that's a true statement. So without further ado, let me introduce you to the Sarasota County National Merit Finalists. And students, remember when I call your name, we're going to try something a little different here, okay? Just bear with us. When we call your name, if you would, go ahead and unmute, and we'd like for you to cheer your family and you to cheer for yourself, and you'll be able to come up on the screen and everybody will see you. We wish you were here face to face, but ultimately I think this is a good opportunity for you too. So I think I'm going to go ahead and move into the presentation. And our first student is MJ Bailey from Pineview School. MJ? Okay. Jamal, can you take us to the screen? Okay, I guess we will move forward with the next student's Emily Benson from Pineview also. Next student is Nicholas Budakow, Pineview. Camille Edwards, also from Pineview. Pranya Govindu from Pineview. Neil Gupta from Pineview. James Hugglestone from Pineview School. Ziwei Grace Jiang from Pineview. Karan Kadiala from Pineview. Grace Kim from Pineview. Samuel Klopp, Pineview School. Julia Kurlakos from Pineview. Joseph Liu, also from Pineview. Nicholas Paredes from Pineview School. Nora Povalish from Pineview School. Samantha Siniath from Pineview. Rotram Upendram from Pineview. We have Sawyer Dunn Matrulo from Riverview High School. Ashley Hodges from Riverview High School. Haley Wood from Sarasota High School. And Michael Maloney from Suncoast Polytech High School. There's the entire group of the finalists for the award for this year. So one more time before I close this portion of it, could you, Jamal, bring up the screen and we can see the group one more time virtually, I hope. Yep, there we are. Hey, thanks for being here. Congratulations, and thank all of you for being here. We appreciate it. Okay, so we do look forward to bringing the National Merit Scholar Award winners back in late spring, and that we'll have, I'm sure we'll have several of those that will be able to participate in that. Okay.
And on behalf of the board, we'd like to extend our congratulations to each of these fine students, and they help to make us proud.
Yep.
Thank you.
Okay, thank you.
Our next presentation will be to recognize the Sarasota County Schools STEM Fair Overall Elementary winners. I'd like to ask Chris Renoff to please approach the podium.
Madam Chair, Steve Cantis is going to step in for Chris Ralph. He could not be here this evening.
Okay, so again, an amazing event. Usually this event, we separate the STEM Fair Awards Night into a separate evening, and we do it over at the State College or Sarasota Technical College. And but this year we had to innovate, we had to create, and that's what the STEM Fair is all about, innovation and creation. So tonight we have the pleasure of celebrating scientific innovation and research in our schools by recognizing our top winners of our annual Sarasota County Schools Regional STEM Fair. As in all of our work this year, we had to pivot and we had to adapt. It was necessary to make this happen for our students. While none of us were sure how this adjustment to an online STEM fair would work, we were very pleased with the outcome. Chris actually was trained as a judge and virtually judged some of the projects, and he actually mentioned that it was a smooth process and was very happy to see the silver linings of this virtual fair, and some of those things, as we're learning throughout the pandemic, will stick in the future. I'd like to welcome to the podium our incredibly innovative science program specialists. We have 3 amazing program specialists, so if they would come up now. Our STEM Fair co-directors, Sarah Burkett from the high school science program specialist, Bev Stansel, she's our middle school science program specialist, and Sherry Dame, she's our elementary science program specialist. If they would come up, please.
Thank you, Steve.
Thank you, ladies. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Mr. Cantis. Good evening, school board members, Superintendent Dr. Asplin, and our student representative. My name is Sarah Burkett, and again, I'm the high school science program specialist, and as Mr. Cantis said, I do have the supreme privilege of being one of the co-directors with Ms. Bev Stansel, the middle school program specialist for science, and also Ms. Sherry Dame, our elementary program specialist for science. As Mr. Canty said, with the global pandemic upon us, we did have to pivot, and an essential redesign was necessary for this Sarasota County Science, Technology, Engineering, and Mathematics Fair. Our STEM Fair has been an opportunity for students to follow their curiosities and act scientifically. As you can see from some of these images, the STEM Fair was an in-person event. This year, the need to really think outside the box and be creative with the redesign process was essential. And so we adapted to an online platform and presentation. We structured the event to meet the newly adopted safety protocols as set by CDC guidelines and the board. And we invested time into creating a plan for the experience to be virtual, so we didn't limit our students' potential by canceling. Ms. Stansel?
Good evening, everyone, school board members and STEM friends. As with many new adoptions, there were many new and exciting opportunities that emerged from the challenges presented to us. We invested in a new virtual program to run the usually face-to-face event. Z-Fairs provided us with the technology to bring student projects to life via images and photos. It also offered a digital platform to collect student work, paperwork, host and score judging, and tabulate the results with a click of a mouse. School participation this year was voluntary in an effort to relieve pressure on our already stressed teachers, students, and schools. Despite that, we actually had 50% of our usual participation, which was wonderful. Students and teachers really stepped up their technology game. The typical display board was not necessary, giving students the opportunity to practice skills using Microsoft products and video software to create, edit, and showcase their discoveries in digital formats. Z-Fairs also allowed for 100% online judging and flexible judging times over multiple days. As a result, we had the highest turnout of judges ever. Approximately 120 community members gave their time and expertise to our students' work and to provide feedback. A large ceremony to celebrate our winners was not an option for us this year, so each of our participating schools received a specially curated presentation highlighting their fair participants and winners that they could share with the entire student body at their schools. The three of us, we always strive to improve the STEM Fair experience for all of our players. So we listened to feedback And the judges' feedback said that they missed that face-to-face interaction with our student scientists and engineers. But at the same time, they raved about the efficiency of the virtual platform. So this is going to give us some opportunities and inspiration for a hybrid version of our STEM fair in the future. We'd like to share a breakdown of this year's participation by level. So overall, the number of schools participating was 51% of the typical past years. Total number of students was at 37%, and total number of projects was at 36% of past years. We are truly grateful for the opportunity to pilot this virtual STEM fair with our teachers and students. They will be our pioneers to share experiences and best practices as we continue to cultivate and transform future STEM fair experiences. I would also like to highlight the amazing efforts of our school site coordinators this year. With so much change in their classrooms, they fearlessly and energetically took on adapting school state fairs to meet new requirements, tackle all the new technology hurdles, and support their students to meet their potential. We'd like to thank the Education Foundation of Sarasota for helping us recognize the dedication, hard work, and success of our coordinators by generously funding their gifts. I'm going to turn it over to Sherry.
Good evening, everyone. We would like to give you just a quick glimpse before we recognize our winners of what it actually looked like on Z-Fairs for a judge. Coordinators and students uploaded digital submissions for each project. This included presentation like a PowerPoint, a written logbook, possibly saved as a PDF or handwritten and scanned, and a video of the student discussing their project. As judges logged in and opened their assigned projects, they could easily navigate the sliders to view the presentation in the logbook, or they could click the link to watch the student video. Directly below the resources, the judges found our scoring rubric where they assigned scores and typed feedback to the students. This system allowed for student projects to be seen by more judges than ever before, adding validity to those winning projects and the ones that we're going to be recognizing tonight, our overall top winners. So in elementary, the STEM fair helps students bring the scientific method or the engineering design process to life. Grades 3 through 5 can participate in 5 categories. Tonight, I'd like to recognize the students who took the top honors as overall category winner. We are very happy to have one of our strong community supporters of our STEM fair here tonight, Janet Hozuda. You can come on up, Janet, that'd be great. She's going to be giving a special recognition award plaque to all of our students who are here tonight. So students, as I call your names, you can come forward. You can come right on over here and we will pass you your items. We will recognize you with applause, and then we'd like you to line up so we can take a picture of the group of elementary students. Okay? All right, so here we go. First up, representing Pines View School, we have Yash Kakad in the Mathematics and Technology category. The next project, representing Fruitville Elementary, was a group project, and tonight to represent this team, we have Liam Jardine, and Parker Teneman. Next up, representing Pineview School for the category of Engineering, Aveline Molinaro. And from Ashton Elementary, Aria Geimer for her life science project. And then we have, representing Pineview School, Rugen Suresh for his physical science project. Great. I'm hoping someone's going to come take a picture for us.
Everyone with a camera. Do you want to go down there?
Our elementary friends can go have a seat. And you can stay for the middle and high school. I don't believe anyone is waiting for middle and high for seats. So if you'd like to stay for just a few moments, I think.
And now we're going to have the middle and high school.
Yes. Welcome to our secondary students and their families. At the secondary level, students continue to hone their investigative skills by competing in 13 specialized categories. The students we're recognizing tonight exhibited exemplary knowledge of the scientific process and research methods. Their outstanding projects were selected to represent Sarasota County in the State Science and Engineering Fair last week in Lakeland, Florida. As Dr. Brigette calls students' names, please make your way to the front and receive your recognition award and get ready for a group picture. Miss Janet Hazuda, the Market Development Officer for Achieva Credit Union, will present students with that special plaque.
Thank you, Ms. Stansel. For the middle school category, Zoanna Anderson from Heron Creek Middle School. Adi Benzadadia from Pineview School.
Thank you.
And from high school, Lauren Morgan. Cassie Grennan. Lainey Mulholland. She RSVP'd. Leon Elon. Leah Elon, sorry. Quinn O'Connor. And Nicole Norwine. Sarah Belly, Olivia Bailey, Lily Sorkowski, and Alexa Van Such were unfortunately unable to attend. And all of our representatives up here are all from Sarasota High School, but, you know, for high school.
Congratulations. Is this the first time the girls have dramatically outnumbered the boys in the science fair? That's wonderful. Well, go girls.
Thank you again to our STEM Fair sponsors, Achieva and the Education Foundation. It has been our pleasure sharing these amazing students with you tonight. We're actually going to have one of our students close for us. This is Yash from Pineview.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Yatharth Kakkad, and I am a 5th grade student attending Pineview School. I truly appreciate the recognition given to me at this meeting, and I have several people to thank for this recognition. I thank Mr. Nick Weckesser, my dad's colleague, who helped me build my project's model. Thank you to Mr. Vitkus, my homeroom teacher, for sparking my interest in science. I am proud to say that Mr. Vitkus is also Pineview's Teacher of the Year. Thank you to Ms. Williams, Pineview's STEM Fair Coordinator, for making sure that we were able to participate in the fair. I also thank my family, who is here with me tonight. Everyone has contributed to make my STEM Fair project a success. What I learned from my project is that the shortest path between 2 points, which is a diagonal line, is not the fastest path. Instead, a special type of cycloid, called a brachistochrone curve, is the fastest way to travel, even though it is a bit longer. In real life, this principle is used to design roller coasters, which I'm sure we all enjoy to ride and experience the thrill. I drew inspiration from the TV show Mythbusters' Mr. Adam Savage, when he created a model to verify this. I appreciate the chance to work on my project, share my learnings, and be recognized despite these difficult times. Thank you for your time, and have a wonderful evening and rest of the week.
Ms. Goodwin?
There was a time when science fairs were on display at the county fair. And I just want to say to all of you and to our coordinators who do a beautiful job, they are sorely missed. So I've been asked to say, please, please come back next year if it's at all possible. And I said that I would do that at our future board meeting, but I got some of the statistics that you told us about, and I'm so happy to see so many participants. And all of you who won an award, congratulations. This is big stuff. This is important, and it shows the rigor and the inquisitiveness that you generate intellectually, which will carry you so far in your lives. So thank you for being here. Congratulations on winning these awards, and the very best of luck. We look forward to seeing you here for many other things in future years. So thank you very much.
Thank you.
And Dr. Asplin?
Thank you. I just wanted to say congratulations to all the students as well. You know, your hard work that you do every day shines through, and I know some of you even have jobs and you have chores at home and other interests that you do, and you still have time to follow your passion and your subjects and do your homework and study. And I have to say, I admire you for that. I admire your passion. I admire your research skills and your analysis skills and how to work with data. You all are incredible young people, and I just want to say congratulations.
Next on our agenda, we'll be talking with the County Health Department about any updates on COVID or anything else. You're welcome to stay and listen to that. If you'd like to leave now or after that, please feel to exit at your leisure. Dr. Asplin, your superintendent's report.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you, Madam Chair. Before I go into my report, I do want to say that there's a proclamation that Chairman Brown will be reading from Governor DeSantis regarding Child Abuse Prevention Month.
I will do that. I'll take my mask off because I can't keep my glasses on and the mask. They'll fog up and I won't be able to read. Child Abuse Prevention Month in Florida. Whereas Florida is committed to protecting our most vulnerable and ensuring our children grow up safe, healthy, educated and prepared to reach their full potential, and whereas Floridians can work together to build strong communities and provide support to children and families across our state, and whereas children who face adverse childhood experiences, including child abuse and neglect, are at a higher risk of enduring short and long-term physical, psychological, and behavioral challenges which can impact both the individual and society as a whole. And whereas parents and caregivers who possess higher levels of social supports and use effective strategies to cope with stress are better able to provide safe environments and nurturing experiences for their children. And whereas children raised in safe, stable, and nurturing environments are more likely to enjoy good physical and mental health, succeed academically and socially, and achieve economic prosperity. And whereas consistent and effective prevention strategies will save lives, protect resources, and strengthen and preserve Florida's families. And whereas as chair of the Florida Children and Youth Cabinet and through her Hope for Healing Florida program, First Lady Casey DeSantis is working alongside state agencies to improve the health, safety, economic stability, and quality of life for our children. And whereas during the month of April, Prevent Child Abuse Florida, in collaboration with the Governor's Office of Adoption and Child Protection, the Florida Department of Children and Families, an Ounce of Prevention Fund of Florida, implements Pinwheels for Prevention, a statewide coordinated campaign to increase awareness of child abuse prevention efforts by encouraging healthy child development, positive parenting practices, and community support. And whereas the blue and silver pinwheel displays in this campaign symbolizes the health and happiness all children deserve, and whereas Child Abuse Prevention Month is an important opportunity to urge all Floridians to engage in activities that strengthen families and communities. Now, therefore, Ron DeSantis, Governor of the state of Florida, does hereby extend his support to all observing April 2021 as Child Abuse Prevention Month in Florida.
All right, thank you very much, Madam Chair. We all really appreciate that. I just wanted to bring a few other items to everyone's attention. April 2nd was deemed as World Autism Awareness Day by the United Nations. And the goal was to increase understanding and acceptance of people with autism, foster worldwide support, and inspire a kinder, more inclusive world. I do want to congratulate also Ms. Judy Robson. She's an ESOL liaison and teacher at Sarasota Middle School. She's been nominated for the 8th Annual Congressional Teacher Award in recognition of her outstanding abilities as a public school teacher in Florida's 16th Congressional District. And Congressman Vern Buchanan will be publicly announcing the winners at a ceremony later this month. So congratulations to Ms. Judy Robson. We have an upcoming planning day. Just want to remind everyone of that. Upcoming planning day is on April the 8th, and there's a professional day the very next day, April 9th. So there will be no school for students on both of those days. Teachers and employees will report to work. Florida Prepaid Scholarship Opportunity. Through our partnership with Florida Prepaid, 4 Sarasota County's public school students have the opportunity to be awarded a $1,000 scholarship toward their post-secondary education. Applications must be submitted by Friday, April 30th. You can visit our website to take advantage of that. Also, I just wanted to remind everyone or make you aware that I and other members of our cabinet will have town hall meetings, 4 of them in the near future during the month of April. April 7th, we'll be out at Northport High School. April 12th, we'll be at Venice High School. April 21st at Booker High School. And April 28th at Riverview High School. And I did not include Sarasota High School because these are regional meetings, so I was trying to meet in regions. So we'll be at Riverview High School for that region. So please, I encourage everyone to come to those town hall meetings. I really want to We all do. We all really want to hear the successes in your region, the challenges, the concerns, anything that you'd like to tell us. As you know, we're getting ready to create our strategic plan for next year, which will be for a 5-year strategic plan. We really, really want your input and want to hear what you have to say. So please make it a point to come to one of those. They'll also be on Zoom as well, so you'll be able to tune in there. Vaccines for all of our employees. Any employee that has not received a vaccine at this point in our entire school district, you have the opportunity to get your vaccine on Sunday at Venice High School between 9 and 4:30. That's April the 11th on Sunday at Venice High School between 9 and 4:30. Any and all employees who have not been vaccinated, here's your opportunity. This will be the last opportunity since it's open to everyone. You just make sure you bring your ID and your employee ID as well. And I think we have Michael Drennan or Chuck Henry on the line today.
Good evening, Dr. Asplin. It's Michael.
Michael, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good, good. Thank you very much for joining us today. I know, like I just said, we'll be having our vaccines over there at Venice High School on Sunday. And just wanted to bring you on this evening just to see if you could give us an update, any updates that you might have, and then allow our board to ask any questions that they might have. So, Michael, do you have any updates for us?
Well, I think that the biggest thing I'd like to highlight, and kind of building on what I talked about in our previous meeting or the previous session that I was on, was as we see vaccines, the number of people getting vaccines, we're definitely seeing a decrease in the number of cases. I know coming out of spring break overall, our numbers haven't changed that much, but in the population over the age of 65, where it's been our primary focus so far, where we have about 82% of that population vaccinated in Sarasota, seen a significant decrease in the number of cases within that population. So the vaccines are doing their job in preventing infection and spread specifically amongst that group. And so we're excited that we're able to offer the vaccine now to everyone and really encourage everyone to get the vaccine. It's doing its job, and that'll get us closer to where we want to be, going back to normal.
All right. Thank you, Michael. Any questions?
I have a question. I'd like to know about our students. I mean, we're looking at all of our staff, but I understand that, is it the Pfizer that's approved for 16 and over? Is there any possibility of being able to get into our schools and help our students that are 16 and over, before graduation? I mean, there's a lot of stuff going on for these kids the last couple of weeks of school, and if there's any way that we could vaccinate those students so that if they have graduation parties and whatever, they don't become spreaders?
No, I think that would be, that's an excellent thought and idea. Unfortunately, at this time, the only vaccine that we've received at the health department has been the Moderna, and we've received a little bit of the Johnson & Johnson as well. Unfortunately, we haven't received any of the Pfizer. So we'd have to look into that and see if we could make a special request. But I'm not sure how the state is allocating that out right now. But to date, they haven't allocated any to the health departments.
Yeah, maybe we can reach out to, I meant to ask our lobbyists that, maybe some others that we can ask that they do something for our students before school is out. Jane Goodwin?
They are available if you want to call Walgreens, for example. My 16-year-old granddaughter.
Do they have Pfizer?
They have Pfizer, and she's getting her shot on Friday. So I would encourage families to look to that.
But it's only the Pfizer one that's approved at this time for 16 and older?
16 and 17-year-olds, and then 18-year-olds are considered an adult.
Okay, so you can look to the local outlets that have them. I think it's Walgreens and CVS, Publix, and Walmart, but not sure what kind they're having, but I'm sure you can check with all of them to find out. And if there's any But it would be nice, rather than waiting online, to find out if they in fact have that kind of thing. But it's only the Johnson one now, and if we could do something in our school, I think that would be great. Bridget Ziegler?
Adolescents as well.
Thank you, and thank you, Mr. Drennan, for being here again. I just would ask that, thank you, Mrs. Goodwin, for pointing out that there are a number of places in the facilities, and any way we can communicate that so families can access that for 16 and older. I would just request that if this is something that would be provided on school site, that be a board discussion before that executed. Thank you.
There's also a special form that you have to fill out, and it was in the Tampa paper. I haven't seen it locally here, but I did see it in the Tampa paper yesterday.
Yeah, and they'd need parent permission and all of that, too. Anything else? I think we're all
right. Well, thank you again, Michael, for joining us this afternoon. We do appreciate it. And that completes my report.
Okay, next we have hearing of citizens. I have 2 cards. The first one from an old friend we haven't seen for a while, Bear Mancini. We'll ask you to clearly state your name for the record, and you'll have 3 minutes to speak. The yellow light tells you there's 1 minute left, and the red light tells you to stop, as I'm sure you know.
Yes, thank you. Is the mic working?
Mm-hmm.
It appears it is. All right. Good evening, everyone. I'm Bear Mancini. I'm a homeschool student, and I'll be a proud 2025 New College of Florida student. I'd like to begin by thanking the board for the many academic opportunities I've received in Sarasota County. I've had an excellent public, private, charter, magnet, and homeschool education, and I'm proud to be continuing that path to excellence at Florida's Public Honors College. 3 years ago, the Florida Senate passed the Higher Education Act and made a permanent expansion to Bright Futures. Now that expansion is under threat. 3 years ago, thousands of Florida's best and brightest made a commitment to going to a Florida public college through the Bright Futures Scholarship, like myself, for example. I took all the classes that represent rigor. I've gotten the highest tier of testing scores. I've completed the necessary community service hours and personal development hours. I've even gotten the Eagle Scout and Gold Congressional Awards. With all of that, I applied to only one school, New College of Florida, Florida's Public Honors College. The best and brightest students of Florida have held up their end of the bargain. But Senate Bill 86 intends to break the promise of Bright Futures. I understand that the county school boards don't have a vote in the Senate bills, but I also know that your leadership matters. If the county school boards make a united statement towards the promise of Bright Futures against Senate Bill 86, it sends a powerful message to the Florida legislature. I'm still 16 years old. They have no reason to listen to me. However, they will listen to you. I would just like to reiterate, on behalf of your constituents, the best and brightest students of Sarasota County, please advocate that the Florida Senate vote no on Senate Bill 86. Thank you for your time.
Thank you, Bear, and it's been nice watching you grow up.
Yes.
And to become a young man.
I suppose
and
it has
we did get an
for me as
update
well.
from our lobbyists. They are watching this bill and letting us know. Thank you. Amy Groats.
Amy Groats. Dr. Martin Luther King Jr. once said, quote, "The function of education is to teach one to think intensely and to think critically. Intelligence plus character, that is the goal of true education," end quote. The warning printed on the box of surgical masks that schools have been providing to children reads, quote, "This product is not a respirator and will not provide any protection against COVID-19 coronavirus or other viruses or contaminants," end quote. Dr. Russell Blaylock, an author and a retired U.S. neurosurgeon, stated, quote, "By wearing a mask, the exhaled viruses will not be able to escape and will concentrate in the nasal passages, enter the olfactory nerves, and travel to the brain," end quote. Epidemiologist Maria Van Kerkhove from the World Health Organization addressed the issue of asymptomatic transmission of COVID-19. She stated, quote, "It still seems to be rare that an asymptomatic person actually transmits onward. We have a number of reports from countries who are doing very detailed contacts, and we're not finding secondary transmission onward. It is very rare," end quote. Dr. Ron Paul, an American author, physician, and retired politician, recently stated, quote, "Americans should pause and reflect on the lies they are being sold. Masks are just a form of psychological manipulation. Many reputable physicians and scientists have said they are worthless and potentially harmful. A nation of people who just do what they are told by the experts without question is a nation ripe for a descent into total tyranny," end quote. At the March 23rd school board workshop, for the first 54 seconds, school board chair Shirley Brown appeared on camera without a mask. The YouTube video has since been altered and presently does not show the first 54 seconds of that workshop. I know it happened because I was able to take several screenshots before the video was censored. Dear school board, we would like to take off the masks now.
Thank you. That's the end of the hearing of citizens. Next, are there any changes to the consent agenda?
Yes, Madam Chair, an addendum was added to item number 9, the instructional classified personnel report. And also items number 30, 31, and 32 have been moved to a future agenda. Those are approvals of new job descriptions for records specialist, print services technician, and project coordinator.
Okay, thank you. We're on the approval of the consent agenda as amended. Do I have a motion?
I move for approval of the amended consent agenda as presented.
Second.
Please vote.
It happens sometimes.
And the motion passes as amended. We go to new business. Item 30, 31, 32 have been pulled. Item 33.
I move for approval of the Dreamers Academy referendum memorandum of understanding.
Second.
All in favor, please vote. Or, I'm sorry, whether you're in favor or opposed, please vote. And I believe that passed. I can't see that far away. So whatever was up there, or is this it? Okay, 5-0. All right, item number 34.
Yes, this is an item that I asked to be added to the agenda. As you know, I'm legal counsel for the school board, and in order to effectively represent the school board, legal counsel needs the board's legal advice regarding this particular litigation matter. As such, legal counsel requests the board authorize a private meeting on April 13th at 11:45 a.m. My first recommendation would be that we meet at a public hearing, then depart and have our 286 point 11 meeting in private and then conclude it back on the public record. I recommend this be undertaken in conformance with Florida Statute 286.011 sub 8. I recommend the meeting's agenda be limited as provided by Florida Statute.
And that passes 5-0. So, as we passed, a special board meeting of the executive session for Jimenez Ruiz versus the school board litigation is scheduled for Tuesday, April 13th at 11:45. A special board meeting regarding Joy Deal versus the Sarasota County School Board of Sarasota County recommended order and exceptions is scheduled for Tuesday, April 13th at 1 p.m. The next monthly work session is scheduled for Tuesday, April 20th. We will figure out that time at our review meeting, and the next regular board meeting is scheduled for Tuesday, April 20th at 3 p.m. Any comments to be made? Karen Rose.
Thank you, Madam Chair. I just would like to do another shout out for Wilkinson Elementary School and their STEAM, Science, Technology, Engineering, Arts, and Math Learning Center. If you want to see kindergarten students fully engaged in space and talking about it, deliberating it, communicating with each other, and not even knowing that there's adults in the classroom, Mr. Edwards and I had the pleasure of visiting. I recommend that you check out Wilkinson Elementary STEAM program. Thank you.
Thank you. Anything else? This meeting is adjourned.